If you do the two things I cover in this video, you will book better paying jobs and more enjoyable jobs, all from self-tape auditions. At some point in my modeling career, I've hit different plateaus, and this plateau, it gave me the complete breakthrough of self-tape auditions that has landed me job after job after job after job since then. And this was over half a decade ago that I uncovered this. I hit a lull in my modeling career in terms of getting these auditions where this is pre-COVID. This is long before everything was self-tape auditions. This was like, yeah, some auditions, maybe like 1 out of 10 might be a self-tape, and usually it wasn't even a self-tape audition. It was, you had the option to self-tape. They would still be doing an in-person audition, but you had the choice if you wanted to. And it was rare that people were booking off of these, right? And my case was no different. I could not, for the life of me, book the jobs that I really wanted to book. There were jobs that would come across that it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do this and whatever. I'll send an audition tape and I booked a job and that's great, but it wasn't like, this is a job I really want to book. It seemed like all of those jobs were evading me. No matter how much I wanted to book that really cool job that came across, I couldn't do it off a self tape. For whatever reason, I couldn't figure it out until this time. Self-tape audition request comes in and it's for a big brand. The shoot is I'm going to travel across the country. I'm going to be shooting outdoors in a national park, in Acadia National Park. This is in New England. Beautiful, beautiful place. So the shoot was going to take place in Maine. I had never been to Maine at this time. And it was going to be a multiple day shoot. The payout for this was going to be like 12 grand. It was the most money I would have ever made for a shoot. These are all reasons I'm really wanting to book this shoot, right? And with the audition tape, the details for this, they state, hey, slate your name, submit a headshot and, a body profile and everything that they normally request for a self-tape audition. But they also state in there, you'll be wearing size 9 shoes. Do not submit if you cannot wear size 9 shoes and do outdoor active running and jumping and all the stuff. Now, the weird thing about this in the modeling industry is size 9s, if you don't know this, that's the typical sample size. A company says, we want to create a new shoe, we develop it, we design it, and then we have our manufacturer create a sample of that. And the sample is almost always for men a size 9. For women, I believe it's a size 7. And the reason is because the amount of material that comes in that size is, for whatever reason, the ratio of it is the best looking. So as the company is creating the shoe, they send it off. They want to see what is the best looking in terms of the size ratio of material and all this stuff. What's the best looking? What's the real look of this shoe we're designing right now? So they get the sample size, and then when they get the green light after, they send it back, hey, make this adjustment, then they get another one, they make this adjustment. Once they have that finalized sample, they'll set up a shoot and they'll use that sample to do their shoot, to get the ads and marketing and everything ready for when the shipment of all those new shoes come out. So they're ahead of the game this way. I wear a size 14 in men's. So people think, oh, size 9 to 14, that's 5 sizes. But when you really think about it, that's like 10 sizes smaller, because even a half a size, like a 10 to a 10 and a half, those are two totally different shoe sizes. So we're talking about 10 sizes smaller than my actual feet, right? It states this in, do not audition for this if you cannot get into size, or you can't run around and do all this activity stuff outside in size 9 shoes. So I'm stuck with a dilemma here, right? Do I want to submit this tape? And clearly this warning is like, you shouldn't do this if you're a size 14, right? And I'd worn size 9s before doing ecom modeling, where, I'm in studio all day, I'm in size 9s and it sucks. It's like, literally shoving my feet in and curling my toes like this for hours on hours. But I wasn't doing anything active, and it was like, it's kind of bearable. In some shoes, depending on the material, I could totally do it. If it's like knits, like the shoes stretch and it's like a knit material versus like a cleat that doesn't really give, right? Those are different as well. So all these variables I'm taking into account, and I go, I could either just pass on this job, which I really want. Everything about this job, aside from the shoe size, seems awesome. And I really want to do this. But that little thing, that shoe size, is going to be a big deal. And clearly they're making it known. But I'm at a point in my career where I'm still climbing. I'm still trying to get up to raise my total, my income on the year as a model and do this full time and all these things. And I'm hungry. So instead of passing on the audition, I go, I've got to get this audition. I have to do this. So I have to prove to them, because they're going to get my audition and see my sizes on there. And they're going to be like, there's no way. This guy's a size 14. We're not going to book him, because we'll fly him out here to the East Coast, get his hotel, get all this stuff. And then he won't even be able to put the shoe on. That's a problem. So I knew I had to prove to production that I could do this. So I went to Macy's and I set my phone up on one of the shoe racks. I grabbed a size 9 of the shoe that we would be shooting for this shoot. Not the same exact shoe, but that brand. I grab a size 9 off the shelf, and I set my camera up, start recording, and I hold the shoe up and I go, hey, production team, here's a size 9 shoe. I'm going to get my 14 into this bad boy, and I'm going to show you what we got. And I keep the shoe in frame, and I back up until basically I'm far enough to put the shoe on while I'm still in frame. Put the shoe on, lace it up, shoe on, lace it up, and I start running around Macy's, up and down the aisle. I'm juking, I'm hitting this, I'm hitting spin moves, I'm jumping, I'm running in place, I'm hitting high knees, and I do all this stuff, and then I walk back up to camera, and I look dead into the lens, and I go, I'm ready when you are. And I sent that tape along with my total audition tape, right? So I combined that, everything that they originally asked for, right? State your name, your height, your shoe size, where you're based, what city you're based, and what agency you're with, the normal stuff that they would ask for. But I included that because I knew they were going to be like, nah, let's not go with this guy. I included that with my tape, sent it off, and I booked the job. Boom! I booked the job. Now, that's not what unlocked things for me, is to just do all this crazy thing when you need to do it, right? That's not what was really unlocked. There's plenty of information that a casting director or the folks that are going to hire you as a model, there's plenty of information they already have on you, as far as the photos, what you look like, right? Your portfolio tells them what you look like and the styles that you can bring to a shoot or anything like this. They don't need that from a self tape. And I didn't quite understand this until this tape in particular. When they ask you to self tape and they say, hey, just tell us a little bit about yourself, or tell us a fun journey you're going to take next summer, or something like this, it's because they need more information than just what you look like. What they're looking for is who you are as a person. Who are you? What are you like? What will it be like if we hire you based on your just essence of a being, of a human? How is this person? Are they kind of reserved, and are you very intellectual and very deep thinking? Are you just rambunctious and off the walls and bouncing? Are you somewhere in between? Can you flow in and out of these things? They're looking for that in the self-tape. So the self-tape hits a couple things. It shows who you are, and it proves to them that you still look the same or relatively close to the same as your portfolio is portraying. It's not like the images they have in your portfolio are 10 years old and now you've put on 72 pounds and lost half your hair, or grown out half of your hair, whatever, right? So they can get all of that information from your portfolio in a selfie, right? The self-tape is to show them your character, show them who you are. And that's what I unlocked in this moment. Was I could have just said, hey guys, here's a size 9 in the shoe, stand back, put it on, I can get my feet in there. And that would have told them I can fit the size 9 shoes that we're going to be shooting. But that's not my character. What I did unknowingly at the time was show them, like, boom, 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 I'm bouncing around, I'm excited for this, I'm ready to rock, I can juke, I can jump, I can sprint, I can stop, I can do all of these things in size 9s, even with size 14 feet. And I showed them that with my energy, and this is what booked the job. This is how I booked the job. Even when I flew out there, got off the plane, met up with production, they were all like, Anthony, your tape that you like, that was something we'd never seen before. That was so cool. And that's what landed the job. They literally gave me this feedback. Side note, if you ever get feedback like this from any type of production, when they tell you, hey, here's what stood out, here's why we booked you, here's what we loved, make a mental note of that, make a physical note of that if you can, and remember to recreate that anytime you can in your auditions, because obviously that's working for you. And that was the case here. So I go, oh, wow. Okay. So if I insert more of me in my self-tape auditions instead of just going through what they're asking for. Hi, I'm Anthony. I live here. I go with this agency and I'm this height and blah, blah, blah. Instead of just doing that, do it with my character. Put some of my pizzazz in it, whatever that is for me, whatever that is for you, make sure that comes out in your self-tape. Now, there's two key components. I told you at the start of this video, there's two key components to this. You want to just remember this, show it and don't slow it. Show it, don't slow it. So when you're showing your character, you want to do something that shows your character. And I have, if you're in the school community, if you're in the Pose to Profit school community, it's free to join. You can come in here and excellent resources, wonderful people. If you're in the school community, I'm going to share something that is an audition that I just booked something. Literally, I fly out in like 4 days for this job, but I'm going to show you the first 2 seconds of my self-tape audition. You're going to see what I mean by insert your character into this, right? And it's also, when I say 2 seconds, 2 seconds is all it took for me to show my character, and I did not slow down the whole process. What I mean when I say show it, don't slow it, is put yourself in the shoes of somebody that's sitting at a computer looking to book somebody for a shoot, right? You're in charge of casting for this shoot, and you go, okay, I need to go through all of these different agencies and make my top selections of all the different potential models and send it off to the agencies, and then have the agency see if their model is even available to do an audition for me to then go through all of the audition tapes. And as I'm sitting here going through all the audition tapes one after another, and they're all the same requirement for everybody, and I'm going through all these tapes, and it's like, okay, yeah, hi, my name's so and so. I'm with this agency and blah blah blah. Next tape. Hi, my name's so and so. I'm with this agency. Next tape. Hi, my name's so and so. And it's so mundane, and I'm like, oh man. The last thing you want is somebody to get on their tape and draw things out and make your day even longer and slower, to where you're just like, get to the point already. Sometimes, and I don't know this for a fact, but I imagine some casting directors are going to just send your tape out like that. If they're just like, this is too slow, too mundane, I'm already bored, this is a no for me. I don't need to make it through the whole tape to decide this is a no. So show it, don't slow it. Show your personality. Do not slow down your tape. Do not slow down the audition that you're making just to show your personality. Don't do that. You can do it in just 2 seconds time. Again, if you're in the school community, hop in there. It's school.com/pose2profit. If you're not already in there, it's school with a K, school.com/pose2profit. Same as the YouTube channel. Now, you show your personality, you get the tape in, and you don't slow things down. You showed your personality in a way that was done like that quick. 2 seconds is enough to get that energy, whatever that energy is for you, across to the casting directors. And now you're like, okay, I'm doing everything that they're asking in the tape, but I had that little bit of seasoning, my own personal seasoning I sprinkled on my tape, that they get a feel of in the sea of seeing all these tape after tape after tape. And it's like, okay, this guy took forever. It just slowed my day down. This girl, just as boring as all the other tapes that come through. When that person shows up and does something that makes you go, oh man, that was kind of funny, or whoa, 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 okay, that was kind of cool, something tiny but memorable, you're going to stand out in a sea full of auditions. This is what I mean. You have two jobs with this, all right? Your self-tapes from this day forward, you're going to show it and you won't slow it. Show it, don't slow it. Show your personality, do something. If that's you, if you're that energetic person, if you're that competitor and everything like that, you're like at the end of my tape when I said, I'm ready when you are. That was a challenge to them. And if they're now the brand, this was one of the top brands in the world for like athletic gear. And I know that that is part of the essence, is like that challenge, that warrior, that athlete, right? That challenge. So to me, I'm throwing that in the tape, right? Maybe for you, it's not that warrior, that competitive thing. Maybe it's an intellectual thing. Maybe you add something into your tape that's a nice quote from like Nietzsche or something like this, right? A philosopher, anything like this. Whatever is you, just show it. show that in your tape, and don't slow down your tape just to show who you are. Figure out how you can show it and don't slow it. That's it, baby. Two things. You're going to start crushing your self tape auditions from here forward. And another point on this I want to make in closing, what this does for, I said at the start of this video, you're going to book more enjoyable jobs. So not only jobs, that you get paid more and everything like that was my highest paying job at the time for my career, but it was also a job that I'm like, man, I would enjoy this so much. I love nature. Going to a national park, Acadia National Park in the fall with the leaves changing, everything like this. I've never been up to Maine. This was amazing. I would have loved this shoot, as painful as it was, and it was because I bled and bled and bled, my toes being taped up and everything, and I bled and bled and bled on that shoot. But we got it done, and I had a blast, and it was beautiful. And I was limping for days, but we got all the shots we needed, and I showed up when I needed to. When it was like action time, I'm doing the action as pain free as I possibly can, and then I'm like crying between shots. I loved the time out there. It was so enjoyable. Still to this day, that was almost, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago. And still to this day, some of the people I met on that shoot are some of the people I appreciate the most in the industry, that I love working with, that I've seen time and time again over the years. And we love working with each other and book and recommend each other for this shoot if, I can't make it, or if they're asking me, who do you know that'd be a good fit? All these things. I say all of this to say, if you're doing your auditions, your self tapes, without letting your personality come out, then what you're banking on is somebody hopefully booking you for the thing. And hopefully you book some shoots where people share the same vibe that you have, right? The people that you just click with. That might happen, but it's so rare and it's so much more difficult. If you put your vibes out there, like the real you, if you put that out there, the odds of you finding people that match your vibes go way up. Yes, you can find it by just kind of sitting back and hoping it comes around and finds you. And sure, that happens. But the odds of you finding people like that, the odds of you booking shoots with a crew of people that share the same vibe that you are, they go way up when you show your personality in your self tape. This is what I'm talking about. You can do it. Show it. Don't slow it. That's it for now. I will see you on set.